Hi, my name is Dan Murphy. I am a customer of Middlesex Tree. They're here today on Thursday removing quite a few big trees, red oak, white oak, and we had some tree damage, some dead trees. They did everything that we asked them to do. Derek, the owner, is very nice. His guy's very nice. I can't say enough about them, and I'm very pleased with the service that we got, and I highly recommend them. Highly.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another Middlesex Tree video, and today we are in Westbrook, Connecticut working for a past customer doing one hell of a job. For this property, what we have done in the past has been limbing up the oak trees in the backyard, but today it's time to take a bunch of them down. The homeowner is getting more and more nervous about these trees and does not like the thought of his grandchildren playing under them, as well as the security of his home, so it's time for them to go. Plus, there's a widowmaker that's been hanging around for a while that absolutely needs to come down. We certainly could have used a crane on this job for the next couple of days, but due to the ground here that constantly holds moisture and the leaching field that is in the exact place that we would need to get it, it was just not a possibility. I can barely get my camera out before these guys start bombing some trees and making them go horizontal. Of course, what is a day of tree work without having some kind of an issue? Let's hear from George on what's going on this morning right out of the gates. What's up, guys? We got George with us here today. George actually has a mechanical background. We've got an issue with the chainsaw, so let's talk through it.
So the electric chainsaw we have, the Husqvarna, it was not oiling at all. So I cleaned out this little tube here. This is where it feeds out of. Since it still wasn't oiling, we took off the oil cap, got inside and looked at the tube and the filter. Pulled the filter out, blew that out, tried blowing air through the hose. It still is not oiling, so it's either a clog at the pump or it's the pump is bad itself, is my guess. So that'll be the next job.
What's your mechanical background in? When I said earlier, what did you used to work on?
I used to be a boat mechanic for almost 10 years.
So George knows this stuff.
A little bit.
We got a good sized job today. We got a couple big oaks here. This guy snapped a huge top snapped out. It's close to the house. They're worried about it. The leaching is all in here, and the septic tank is where the trash can is. So it's a difficult area. There's going to be some climbing. One of the oaks is leaning right for the house. This one that with the snap top is also leaning that way. There's a big oak over there on that side that's leaning toward the neighbors. So there's a lot of risk in here. And then in back there was a bunch of dead trees. So we're getting the dead stuff out of the back, and this big stuff leaning over these two houses will probably be here for 2 days.
Here's a little tidbit of information from you about some oak trees. We're working on this property right now, and on the ground right here, you're going to notice that there are some acorns that are down on the ground over here, but if we get just a few feet away, there's no acorns on the ground over here. Now, why might that be? Well, let's get the drone up and I'll tell you why. Up in this tree right here, there's a big limb that got broken off, it snapped, and it came down and hit the branch underneath it. And all of the acorns that were on that branch got the shock load and came down and landed on the ground. So that's why in this one concentrated area, there's acorns, but just a few feet away in all directions around it, there are no acorns. It's funny, some years we get acorns and some years we get no acorns, and judging by what we see right over here, we're gonna have acorns this year. While George has been trying to fix this saw, Bert has been working on a few of the trees that we've bombed down deep in the backyard and getting them ready up by the truck to haul away and get chipped. Within about 45 minutes of time this morning, we've already got one hell of a pile built up and we're ready to rock. Now, let's head over to this oak tree that Derek is working on that's within inches of this customer's shed. Piece by piece, Derek will dismantle this oak until we reach the trunk and we can safely take it down without crushing the shed. We're getting ready to take the trunk of this tree down that Derek and Chaw have been working on, but we've got one issue here, and that's the shed. We cannot crush the shed. So what we're gonna do is take the snake bite, wrap it around the base of the trunk, and then Chaw is gonna take it, drag it about 20 feet away or so, and wrap it 3 or 4 or 5 times around another tree to prevent the trunk from falling towards the shed. This way, we can control the trunk, tell it where we want it to go, and drop it away so nothing is gonna get crushed. take a look at just how close this trunk was to the shed. You can actually see the oil spray coming off the bar of the chainsaw was making a line right there, right in the shed. So that was a very tight cut. Derek is going to back the bucket truck in as tight as he can right behind the shed and up to a rock that's back there so he can get as much leverage as he can to work on this oak tree that's got the hanger in it. We need to use extreme caution here to do this safely so that nobody gets hurt on the ground or Derek up in the bucket truck.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe we should move back. Oh boy, she's coming. Oh boy.
Good job. Nice job. To remove this other half, Derek is going to tie up the snake bite rope, give it to Bert. He's going to hop on the dingo and give it a pull. Derek backs away as far as he can, making sure he doesn't get injured, and it's nice to have this hanger down as it was a big concern of the customers.
Real soft. Look what I just did.
Check out this burn that Derek gave himself from the 500. You could cook eggs on the muffler of that thing. That must have felt real nice on the arm. Let's listen to the guys having a chat this afternoon. I always love listening to the banter.
Monday and Tuesday in the morning, the first 2 or 3 hours of work, I had a long sleeve t-shirt on, bro.
I had a sweatshirt, so I got some.
Yeah, I was still cold. Monday morning, I came to the shop in a long sleeve t-shirt, cold. Like, dang, I wish I had a hoodie on.
I was like, yes, I got a hoodie.
Yo, I'm ready for a pow day, bro. This noise, I'm ready for a pow day.
We're gonna go down to that joint in Jersey one day.
Yeah, right. The real shit's only another month away.
It's a few.
I know.
Jersey's only like 2.5 hours.
At the end of November, if we're lucky. I don't know what we did.
would be
I
cool.
think that pow day was in December.
2.5 hours and it's
That pow day we went to the loaf, that was December probably, right?
short.
I thought it was Thanksgiving.
Was it that early?
I thought it was. I thought it was
one early one.
I thought it was Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it was Thanksgiving
I'd have to look at my Snapchat.
Fuck, dude.
I can tell you.
on my Snapchat. Yeah.
George, we're gonna go to a place in Jersey.
You down?
No.
You can't do weekends, huh?
I might go.
This kid works 1 day a week. Of course, he can do a weekend. You can do a Tuesday if you want. Tuesday.
I'd be down to go this weekend. Just do like a morning trip. Be back. You know, like mid-afternoon, early afternoon.
You got a stink bug on your neck, Jaw. All the way, right on your shirt. On your shirt, there you go.
I heard that thing.
Stomp the life out of him.
I heard that thing. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bart, we gotta take a ride.
Got him.
Blows the bottom.
I already jammed I was cleaning out that thing. Had my arm stuffed in there. My arm smacked the lever and I started moving, so I janked it out and my elbow apart.
Just now? Dude, what the?
Get a rain day.
What are you doing to yourself?
I know, and I got that. That's what I'm saying. I do park. I'll slide right past you on a rail, dog.
Alright.
Can you do rails? Yeah. Oh, all right.
I do park.
I'm not talking about rails in the parking lot, dog. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the bathroom sink, bro.
Before we go in. While we're there, George.
Derby's brother or whatever. That was so funny.
Here comes Frank out of the woods. You know he just dropped a fucking mountain in there.
Just got up there and fucking.
He's like, hell no, I look forward to shit in the woods.
Buster was telling him about us snowboarding down here. And he was like, we fucking don't go farther than you get down there.
I might need it when I go take those stops. I'm gonna have to climb that. Oh well.
You're jumping out climbing?
In a minute, I gotta change gear. I'm gonna prep these. I'm gonna get this little guy out the way and all that shit.
At this point, it's time for Derek to do some climbing. When the bucket truck is candlesticked, the max height that it can get is 60 feet. So he needs to get higher. Climbing trees is no joke. You need some serious strength and skill. You need to know how to use a chainsaw and everything about safety, as your life is on the line, no pun intended, hanging from a rope. Derek, you've been working in the bucket truck all day, but you're putting your gear on. What's going on?
It's not tall enough. I got, I don't know, 30 or 40 foot of top above me, so I gotta go make a couple rigs.
Awesome. This setup right here that the guys have with the ropes is called a drift line. And what we're gonna do is hook the tree up that we want to pull over at the top with the rope, hooked up to a rig in another tree, and we're gonna pull that with the dingo to ensure that the tree trunk lands where we want it to. What a solid day here for these guys. They busted some serious arse and got done what they needed to get done. Stay tuned for day number 2.